Hey, what's going on guys? Robby Blanchard here, and in this video I want to share my personal story with you about how I went from being a struggling gym owner to now making millions online. So let's get into it right now. Alright guys, so in this video, let's talk about my personal story. So a lot of people have been posting comments asking about how I got to where I am today as being the #1 clickbait affiliate in the world, how I've been able to generate millions online, how I've had my own 7-figure agency now, and everyone wonders kind of, what was my journey to get here, guys. Now, it's kind of a crazy and wild journey, so I want to fill you in on it just because, first of all, I want to give you a little background on me, but also I want to share and tell you how important it is to know that I'm just a normal person, right? I'm not something special. I'm not somebody that was born with a marketing spoon in my mouth, but I've just gotten here with hard work and just kind of that, tenacity to not quit, okay? I'm pretty stubborn and I just want to be successful, right? That's just I'm just driven by that. I'm driven by being successful and just, pushing myself to the limit. So I started, guys, just to give you a little background. I went to college about, probably 12 years ago now, almost 13 years ago, just as a personal trainer, right? So I went to school to study exercise and sports science. I became a personal trainer my junior year in college. And I'll never forget, guys, I went to school and I remember going to college and looking to apply to different colleges. And when I got to the college that I went to, which is Fitchburg State University, I went there and I remember talking to the professor of the exercise and sports science department. And they said to me, Robby, like, if you get a degree in exercise and sports science, you can become a personal trainer. And we have people that are making $60,000 a year, Robby. Can you believe that? $60,000 a year personal training. And guys, honestly and truly, I'm not joking. That's what sold me on becoming a personal trainer because, to me at that time, as a young kid, an 18-year-old kid, that was like $1 million. Like, wow, $60,000 a year, right? And so that's how I got started in personal training. So I became a personal trainer my junior year. I started working at a regular gym, and when I was working at the gym, I was there for about 2 months and I just absolutely hated it, guys. I hated working for people, people telling me what to do. I remember, as a matter of fact, I had the opportunity to, when I walked in there, the manager said, hey, listen, you can charge whatever you want to charge for your personal training, right? And then, of course, the gym takes 60% of that, you get 40%. So I said, geez, I got to charge more so I can get more out of my percentage. So I remember charging clients, I think it was like $100 an hour, right? That's just what I charged because other trainers were charging about 40 bucks an hour. I said, you know what, I'm gonna try 100 and just go for it, right? And I actually had people signing up for $100 an hour for me to train them with personal training. And it got to the point though, guys, that as I was training those clients and charging that money, other trainers were getting upset because I was actually charging more than them. So the manager came to me and he said, Robby, I want you to charge actually less now because the other trainers are feeling uncomfortable and it's not fair to them, okay? And so that is when I decided to leave because, just being an entrepreneur, kind of having that entrepreneur spirit, I just didn't, just drove me crazy to think about that, right? So what did I do? I went out and I started my own landscaping business, right? Which was probably the worst idea. Just if you look at me, I'm very white. Me and the sun don't necessarily get along. I used to use tons of sunscreen and I have allergies. So it was not a pleasant experience, but I started landscaping and that's when I kind of learned how to start, just that business side of things, right? So while I was getting my degree in exercise and sports science, I was still landscaping just to pay off my college loans. And so I was able to get out of college with no debt because of my landscaping, right? And so I decided to kind of get into personal training, and instead of working for somebody, I started to start my own business. And so I would go to in-home personal training. So what that meant is I would go to people's houses and train them at their house and just bring equipment. And I had a baby blue 1993 Buick station wagon that was blue on blue interior and everything. And it's kind of funny, I didn't have a girlfriend in college too, so I think the two of those were related because of that. Anyways, I was able to start my own business, right? And so I started training people at their houses, and when I did that, guys, I got introduced to people that were very, very successful, okay? So just to give you an example, some of the clients that I worked with were huge McDonald's franchise owners, so they had, they owned 80, 90, 100 McDonald's. I had clients who were, had a waste management business. They actually sold to this company, Waste Management, for hundreds of millions of dollars. I trained a client who was one of the early investors in Facebook. And that was an eye-opening experience for me, okay? Because here I was, just a personal trainer right out of college with my shitty old station wagon, lugging equipment around, trying to just make it, right? And here I am going to these huge 10,000 square foot houses and talking to these people who were, I was never exposed to that as a kid. I grew up in a small town. We weren't poor. We did okay, my parents did okay. They were both teachers, but I was never exposed to that level of success, right? And so that that's when it really kind of dawned on me. And I never thought for a second with these people, oh geez, like these guys got money, how, you know, this isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. No, I never had that mentality. My mentality always was, wow, how did you do this and how can I get there too? So that was what really exposed me to being successful and being entrepreneurial, because these guys had a different view on money. They had a different perspective on success. They didn't, you know, talk about save, save, save. They were always talking about invest, 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 all right? So that's when things really kind of, you know, my mindset changed. And I realized what was possible, and it made me really, really hungry. Okay, so I started my personal training business. I did in-home personal training, and then I opened up a boot camp business, right? And so that boot camp business, I had, you know, a couple people in the boot camp to start, and it was really struggling. And then finally, I was able to get some more momentum on there, and that boot camp business turned into a CrossFit gym. Now, my CrossFit gym, when I first opened it, though, it was struggling, right? It was not doing that great. I was not making much money with it. I was really good as a trainer. I got people results when they came in, but the issue was I could never get them into the gym. And so what I ended up doing was just struggling, right? I just hoped and prayed, and I figured if you build it, they will come, but that was just not the case. And then finally, it got to the point, guys, where I was struggling so much that I had to, you know, literally decide between, you know, buying groceries some months, or do I want to pay the utilities and pay the rent for the gym? That's how bad it was, right? Because I didn't know how to market, all right? And so finally, I figured out how to run Facebook ads. And so I ran Facebook ads back in 2014 is when it started to kind of become popular. I ran Facebook ads, and I started to fill up my gym like crazy, because I finally figured out how to get people into the gym. And once they came into the gym, I knew how to close them and get them to sign up and get results, right? So that was my first kind of taste of Facebook marketing. And then in 2015, I decided, hey, I want to go online. I kept hearing about people going online, having success and having their own products and everything. So I wanted to go online. I wanted to have products for CrossFitters, right? Because I was helping out a lot of people at my gym, but I wanted to help people out worldwide. And so I joined a mastermind. And when I joined this mastermind, I was so excited because, you know, it was a big investment for me at the time, and I was really excited about it. And I remember creating my first product, which was called Dominate Your Double Unders, and it was a product for CrossFitters. And if you're not familiar with what the double under is, it's a jump rope movement in CrossFit. It's basically 2 swings on a jump with a jump rope. And I did my first product with that, and I decided to promote it to people in the mastermind, try to get them to promote to their email list, and nobody would, guys. Nobody would promote my product. The reason why was because they all had lists, big email lists, but they were all for weight loss, okay? It wasn't for, you know, my product was just a skill-based product. Like, you couldn't do my product and lose weight unless you did a shitload of double unders, but you just couldn't lose weight, right? And so I got so discouraged, I didn't know what to do, and I was like, man, I paid all this money to be part of this mastermind. I'm not getting, you know, people to promote my product. What do I do? And so I thought about quitting, but it's just not in my DNA to quit. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna try to run a Facebook ad because it worked for my gym. Maybe it'll work for this product, okay? And so that's what I did. First day I ran the ad for the double under product, I sold 3 of them. And I remember distinctly calling up my parents and saying, hey, did you guys buy this, right? And they said, buy what, right? And so obviously they didn't buy my product. 3 people in the world, somewhere in the world bought my product, okay? And I didn't know where because I didn't have tracking in place at the time. I just kind of figured it out. So that's what was my first, you know, kind of taste of what's possible. And I had my product on ClickBank, and so those were my first ClickBank sales. And then I started to just kind of dive into it even more because now I saw it was possible. I went all in on it. And so I get to the point where I was generating a couple $1,000s a week promoting my product. And then I was able to generate $10,000 in a week promoting my double under product, right? Who would have thought? And then so I got to thinking, and I remember doing some more research in ClickBank, and I remember seeing other people's products in the marketplace. And these were huge products like, you know, Fat Diminisher and Unlock Your Hip Flexors and Venus Factor. These were all big offers that were making millions of dollars. People were making a lot of money from them. And I thought to myself, geez, if I can just get people to that page, because I'm not the best product creator, right? These guys are just masters. They have these amazing copywriters. They pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for these copywriters to write copy that people want to buy from, right? And so I said, geez, if I can just get them just eyeballs in front of that page, then I can make money as an affiliate. So that's what I did, guys. So I started to run Facebook ads for other people's products, and that's when things really, really took off. And it got to the point where I actually was making thousands of dollars a day, and I actually was able to win a bunch of contests, including one contest back in May 2017, which was a contest for fat diminisher, and basically the way it worked was if you were to get 5,000 sales, front-end sales for the month of May, you would not only get your commissions, which were 90%, you would also get $5,000 cash and a Rolex watch. And believe it or not, guys, I actually won that contest, and I ended up winning the Rolex watch at the $5,000 plus my commission. And that was the craziest thing for me, because I had never in a million years thought that I would ever own a Rolex watch. I probably would never buy a Rolex watch at that time, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So that was when I was like, wow, this is really something. And since then, guys, I've gone on to do a lot of crazy stuff. I've used that success to not only build my own agency, because I thought that everybody knew how to run Facebook ads, but that wasn't the case, because those people that had those big products or businesses started coming to me and saying, Robby, geez, how are you making this successful? How are you running ads? And so I said, geez, I thought you knew how to run it. And so I ended up running their ads for them as an agency. That's kind of how that organically happened. And then I kept doing the affiliate stuff, because I think there's something special about affiliate marketing, because you don't have to deal with clients, you have to deal with inventory or customer service. You just got to run ads, and you can just make money doing it. So that's how I was able to build up my affiliate side of things. Then obviously, like I said, this past January, I won the ClickBank affiliate contest. I generated $981,000 in the month of January. I've done 1.8 million so far on ClickBank this year in the first 4 months of 2019. And guys, that's kind of my journey. That's me in a nutshell. So I went from being, like I said, a struggling person, in college, remember, in exercise science, and being hooked because I could make $60,000 a year. But then just being exposed to people who are more successful than me when I did my personal training. And that really helped lead me down this path to where I am today, where I'm able to generate millions of dollars each and every year, have success, be able to travel, spend time with my friends and family, get exposed to a level of success that I never even knew was possible growing up. And I'm able to kind of reap the benefits and help my family out. I was able to take my dad on vacation in a golf trip, which was awesome, because he hadn't been on a plane since 1978. Just doing all kinds of cool stuff that I never could have done before if it wasn't for this guy. So my advice for you guys, if you're just starting out and you're looking for some inspiration, just know that I was just a trainer. I had no experience whatsoever. All I knew was that I was hungry, I wanted to be successful, and I couldn't work for somebody, right? I just could not do it, because I always thought I could be better, do it better than they could, right? So I call myself unemployable, and that's kind of how I've done it. So I've worked so hard, and one of my motivations is that I don't want to ever have to work for somebody. I always want to have my success and my destiny in my own hands, right? If I fail, it's because of me, not because someone fired me, right? So that's just what drives me and makes me successful, and also just having freedom and the ability to do what I want. So if I want to work on things that I want to work on. Every day I wake up and I come to the office, for my agency. It's not work. I enjoy it. I love it. I can do it all day long, right? And so that's what it's all about when it comes to having that freedom. Sure, it's great to make money, but also it's having that freedom to do what you want on your own time, being able to wake up without an alarm clock each and every day. I mean, just little things like that make a huge difference. So that's my story, my personal story. I hope you guys found some inspiration in that. And of course, I want you to have the same type of success, but most importantly, guys, is just get after it, don't quit, and just be successful, guys. Because if I can go from just being that little kid who just didn't know what he was doing, just hooked on $60,000 a year as a personal trainer, thinking that's the dream, and now I'm able to be where I'm at today, making literally millions of dollars online. I know for a fact you can do it too if you're hungry and if you really get after it. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, then I know you're gonna love the free gift that I have for you in the description box below. It's a free training on how I became the #1 ClickBank affiliate in the world, but more importantly, how you can make money online with affiliate marketing. Now, guys, if you love this video, as always, do 3 things for me right now. First of all, give me a thumbs up showing me you love this content. Make sure you post your questions in the comments below, because I love to hear from my subscribers. And also, most importantly, subscribe to the channel, because each and every week we pump out brand new content that's gonna help you make more money online and have more success. So that's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon and see you in the next video.